Permission disabled. Please enable camera permission and rejoin the meeting. Camera permission disabled.
Okay, we should be live now on Facebook Live.
All right, and maybe Richard will try and work it out. If not, we can talk about you, Richard, and you can do nothing about it except text your responses right here.
That's what happened.
I will text and I can show what you said. That's bullshit.
Okay, so we're going to start this Facebook Live. Welcome, everybody. I'm Stacy Boguslavskaya, and I'm head of digital marketing at Super League Triathlon. And this is our second Facebook Live session. We're super excited to be hosting these. So, send us some feedback. We're always trying to make them better and better. The event is coming up super fast. Hamilton Island, March 17th, 18th, and 19th. So our goal here is to interview and introduce the athletes, stars of Super League, and for you guys to get to know them better. So ask your questions on Facebook and Twitter, and we'll forward them on and bring them into the discussion. So with us right now, we have three amazing athletes and our co-founder, Chris McCormick, who's going to introduce them and ask them the questions. So Chris, take it away.
Cheers. Thanks, Stace. We've actually got two. Actually, there's actually three on screen, but Richard Varga, probably the fish of triathlon, is struggling with getting his connection right. But I've got Igor Polyanskiy from Russia, probably one of the greatest swimmers currently in the world of triathlon, and a guy from Iceland I'm very much looking forward to seeing compete down here in Hamilton Island, Sigurður Ragnarsson. Did I say that right, Siggy?
That's great.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, Siggy's our wild card from Iceland. So the group of athletes we had today were all the super swimmers of Super League. Richard Varga, who we all know in triathlon circles, is listening. He's promised me he'll text me as he's listening, but he's having some problems. And we want to talk today about these new formats of Super League, the fact that these formats are really designed for the first time ever to suit some of the swimmers. I think conventional triathlon racing, when I used to speak to, not that I was ever a swimmer, but I used to speak to a lot of the swimmers, tended to favour that super runner. So with Super League, we really wanted to even the score and give you swimmers a chance to excel. So I'll start with Igor. Igor's from Russia. He's 27 years of age. He's been a professional triathlete for, I think, since I can remember, 10 years now, Igor. His brother Dimitri is racing, so it's in Super League. It's great to have two sibling brothers with the Brownlee brothers and the Polyanskiy brothers both in the field. He's one of the tallest racers we have at 191 centimetres tall, a little over 6 foot. He's had 122 ITU starts. He's ranked third in the region up there in Russia and in Europe. He's had 4 ITU wins, fifth at the European Championships. He's first and second at the ITU World Cup race in Hungary, Tizi-Uvaris, one of the best triathlon events in the world, I believe. Igor, thanks for coming on board. I want to start with you predominantly by saying we've got Richard Varga who's listening. He's not going to be able to respond, but I watched with interest this year's Rio Olympic Games. I saw you get an incredible start from the mat. You were, for the first 300 or 400 metres of this swim, you were leading. And I really barracked for you to actually take out Richard in that swim. I'd seen Richard do so well at the London Olympic Games, leading the swim out there. Did you grow up in a swimming background, and is swimming your predominant strength, and that's where the game stops for you?
Да, плавание — это моя сильная сторона, и я больше всего люблю плыть, естественно, потому что раньше я занимался плаванием, 7 лет я плаваю, то есть 15 лет до триатлона я занимался плаванием, поэтому так хорошо плыву и выплываю. На Олимпиаде был старт пляжа, мы встали все справа, поближе к Ричарду и к братьям Браунли. И я был с первых метров, начал лидировать, потом увидел, как Ричард обгоняет меня справа, и уже встал к нему поближе в ноги и плыл с ним в ногах. Вот. Я очень рад, что я попал на Суперлигу триатлон, и там очень много сильных пловцов, включая Ричарда Варгу. То есть мне будет с кем там плыть и уплывать, стараться отплыть в отрыв и уже на велике сохранять задел и беги. Ну, в общем, пловцов не хватает.
Stace is going to translate. You there, Stace?
Sure, I am here. Let me just get on the video here. So Igor has, we do have a big following of Russian people, so he's answering the questions in Russian, but pretty much he's saying just how excited he is about being a part of Super League and how, this is a platform where he can compete against some really big names that he's wanted to compete alongside, especially in a new format like this. So just expressing overall excitement for the race.
So I have one more question for Igor, because it's a question I've often wondered, because I think Russia as a nation has had some of the best triathletes on the planet that tend to be very, very good in series racing. You have Alexander Prokhenkov and his brother. In the past, you've had Ivan Vasiliev, Dmitry Polyanskiy, and Igor are two of the marquee athletes in Russia. You had way back in the day some very, very strong bike runners. What's it going to take for a Russian triathlete to dominate at a world championship or a Super League championship level racing? What's it going to take for you to win? Because you seem to always be knocking on the door, but we haven't really seen that conversion at the top level when the talent is definitely there.
Мы будем, чтобы выиграть на мировой серии, я правильно понял? Что нам надо будет делать?
Да.
Ну, как вы правильно сказали, в русском триатлоне как сложилось так, что вот как раз мы все парами братьев, Брюханковы, Васильевы, Полянские. Ну вот на Суперлигу мы как раз попали с братом и будем пытаться что-то придумать, какие-то тактические действия будем делать по ходу. Ну, так мы оба хорошо плывем, будем отплывать, уже там на велосипеде работать с теми же братьями Браунли и остальными, особенно в гонке на выбывание, где по 5 человек выбывают, то есть это будет, я считаю, нам на руку, и что в последней гонке останется всего лишь 10 человек, мы надеемся там быть и уже там показать, на что способны.
Class. Okay, so I'll just translate what he's saying. He was saying how, it's a pretty unique thing with Russian triathletes. There's these brothers, right? And there's been this before, and that him and his brother are going to be in this together. So they're going to come up with some really cool, unique tactics to really, shine and lean on each other to really push through and beat these guys. So their goal is to be in the last day to really kick it to the next gear and show everybody, who they are.
Perfect. Well, we have in the Super League series, unlike any other series in the world, we have the swimmer's jersey, the blue swimmer's jersey, and it's the jersey that's awarded to the fastest swimmer in our series. So that swim by jersey is the fastest person to complete the course on any day will carry into the next race the blue swimmer's jersey. That's a jersey of substance. It gives you a better start position day on day. And that brings me to young Siggy, because I had Igor and Varga and Alessandro Fabianis. It's the three favourites to potentially win the first ever Super League swimmers jersey going into round 2. Until our wild card from Iceland came aboard, Sigurður Ragnarsson. He's got an entire nation behind him. We had Iceland be one of the only countries that beams live on national TV the entire 3 days of racing, thanks to Simeon Television. And we've nicknamed him the Orca because we don't know a lot about you, Siggy, so it's a good opportunity for us to get to know you. But I do know 3 things. That you're a freestyle swimmer growing up, predominantly 400 and 1,500 metre swimmer in Iceland, the Icelandic champion. You made a move across to triathlon with an ambition to get to Tokyo. We've been knocking on the door to get you into the Super League series. We wanted to see some of the stuff you had done. We hadn't really had a lot about your background. And they submitted your freestyle times. You've got a 200-metre freestyle PB of just under 1:55, the 200 free long course. You've got a 400-metre PB of under 4 minutes, a 1,500-metre PB under 16 minutes, law long course. Mate, are you all talent in the water? Can we convert this onto land as well? Can you tell us a bit about how you got here, mate?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, like you say, I made the transition from swimming to triathlon when I got the asthma from the indoor pools. So I guess I was always able to run, so I just had to add the bike into the equation. Well, it was pretty hard to add the run because my ligaments were pretty not very well. They didn't like very much all the running in the beginning, so I had to be very patient, try and progress slowly into being able to run more. And for the last 2 years, I've been able to compete, and the transition has been really, really fast. So, there he is.
Richard Varga. See, the minute we start talking about swimming, he jumps on board. But keep going, Siggy.
Yeah, so I mean, for the last 2 years, the transition has been really fast, and it's just a great honor to be able to participate in this and maybe show how my talent is against these guys. I can't wait. It's an exciting time, and this is absolutely the opportunity has been waiting for. I've always been thinking for myself when the big chance arises. So when I got the call from Peter, I had to say yes. I mean,
Perfect, mate. Well, now we've got the guy who just came on screen, Richard Varga. Richard, can you hear us? No?
I think so, yes.
Oh, perfect.
Hello, good morning. Sorry to be late.
No, mate, you're out training. You're doing what the other two boys should be doing. Good on you, mate. Don't miss a session. But Richard, considered the best swimmer in the sport of triathlon, 28 years of age. You've led out the last 2 Olympic Games swimmings. You've had 100 starts for 8 podiums, 4 major wins, 4 times World Aquathon champion. When we were designing a lot of the Super League formats, your name constantly came up. How can we shape formats to suit the swim runner? Guys like yourself. You were runner-up the Under-23 European Championships. Without question, the best swimmer in triathlon currently. I think Igor would like to change that. You're the favourite to win the swimmer's jersey. Mate, you've only been beaten out of the water 6 times. Are you as good over 300 metres as you are over 1,500 metres? And that's one question. And number 2, with the Super League format, especially the triple mix race 2 finishing with a swim, can we see you finally take out these 2 guys that you train with, the Brownlees?
For sure. That's for sure. Well, 300 meters, I think that's a perfect distance for me because as a swimmer, I used to swim 400, 200, 1,500 meters. So I think the distance really suits me much more better. We'll see how we can split the group, because it will be different formats. So we'll see. But everyone, I think, will be really tired after a few races. So then it will count even more. What was about how can you deal with your technique and with everything. So I'm really excited because it will really shows your ability to swim, also cycling and run.
Perfect. One question I do want to ask is I looked at a lot of the ITU starts with a lot of the athletes favouring the pontoon start. And this is a question to all of you, and tending to pick outside the centre of the pontoon, which tends to be the area you get bashed up in, right? At Super League, the shortest distance to the can will be the centre of that pontoon, and with only 120 metres to the first can. Are you guys confident enough to pick a centre position, or would you tend to gravitate to the further sides of the pontoon again, when position in this sort of racing is absolutely everything to set up your race?
I think it will be the very interesting thing is not gonna be 70 people there. Like probably you race as well, this Alvaro's where it's 120 meters first boy, and like 30 or 35 people jump in and trying to be first on the water. So it's always a little bit rush there and a little bit fighting. But I think with Igor we did this racing, which was really interesting, really close to what we're gonna get in Super League. So, and we did, I think, really good. We have really good speed, so we can get on the front and not get in a fight or something. Hope so. So triathlon is not swimming in a pool. It's really different, and you have to show all the ability. You have to have start. You have to go around the boys. You have to know who to stand with on the start. So it's gonna be, for sure. It's not gonna be easy, but I think it will be fun.
Siggy, this is a question for you. But considering you're in a You were an Olympic trialist for 400 free. You're a fantastic starter off the blocks. You just swam a 51-second 100 a couple of weeks ago for fun, as you said. Position is going to be everything, especially with a guy who we don't know much about how well they perform on land. Are you happy to mix it up with these guys? You're one of the bigger guys. You've never really swum in this open water stuff in this type of field. Are you happy to throw a few punches and beat blokes up to make sure you put yourself in a good position?
Yeah, I mean, sure. I have to be ready. I mean, I'll make sure to be close to them at least, and then I'll just try to put my hand on her and put some speed in, because I mean, this is only 300 meters. If you try to be conservative or you will just lose out. So it has to be fast from the beginning, and I'll just try to stay on the heels of those guys and see how I perform. But I'm really much looking forward to it. So.
And Igor, for you, I noticed the last two starts, especially Rio, because I think the last major event where we've had this style of stacked field was the Rio Olympic Games. We've got an addition in the race now with Javier Gomez, who didn't get to race in Rio. So this is the Olympics he never had. But over that first 300, you seemed to be the fastest off the blocks quite comfortably. It was very noticeable. It wasn't until 400 or 500 meters into this that Richard came past you. Are you going to play that hand with your brother? I know Richard and you talk about doing this together, but you're here to win this thing. Are you going to use that speed?
Да, на Олимпийских играх в Рио это были мои первые Олимпийские игры, я там очень волновался. И, возможно, поэтому и так быстро начал первые 300 метров, тоже был впереди Ричарда. Потом он меня, конечно, догнал, и я уже встал за ним вторым. И так и доплыл до конца. Ну, я и в бассейне неплохо плыву, такие же отрезки, как сказал Ричард, 200, 300 метров, 400. Поэтому я надеюсь, что на Суперлиге мы сможем все же даже на 300 метров немножко сделать задел с Ричардом и с Генри Скуменом. И с теми же братьями Браунерами. И уже, и надеюсь, что мой брат тоже будет с нами. И небольшой группкой уже отъехать и сделать задел.
So I'll translate a little bit. So he was saying that at the Olympics, he was pretty nervous. So he had the first start off the bat was really strong. So that's why he was really ahead of it because of his nerves. But he's saying that he really wants, for you guys to all together kind of beat out the other boys and take it to the next level when it comes to Super League, especially because you guys are all really, really strong in the swim.
Well, good. I don't know if you guys know it, and the reason I'm talking about swimming so much, I know we've got Alessandro Fabiani, you've got Josh Amberger, who's a good Ironman swimmer racing. You guys probably haven't raced it for quite some time. The Brownlee boys all swim well. Javier swims well. Everyone swims well nowadays. But there is a time frame in the triple mix format on day one, which is race 1 is a swim, bike, run. Race 2 is a run, bike, swim. And race 3 is a bike, swim, run. The first discipline of each of those races, you're issued with a time frame. So if you lead the swim out in race 1, you will be given a 5-second time bonus. Now, because time matters and it's an accumulation of time, there's a lot of talk around this swim jersey, and that's why I'm asking so many questions. And the question I'm getting around to is actually a Facebook question we got asked, Richard. It's directed at you around your swim, and it's talking about you. It was from Paul. I don't know where he's from. Your name pops up a lot. Is his question. Your name pops up a lot as one of the nice guys at triathlon, you, Richard. Others in the field are considered aggressive killer competitor racers. Do the Super League formats favour your style? And can nice guys win races? Is the question.
Well, I always hoped that I always was imagining that sometimes the format will change, like we're gonna have on the triple mix. So we start with the running, then we go cycling, and finish with the swimming, which is actually is really, really different what we're doing usually. And I said always why we don't finish with the swim sometimes. Like that would be quite a good thing to do. So I think this is gonna be great thing to do because everyone now I will be chasing the Mola, the Maris, the Brownlees from the back, and not they will be chasing me from the back. So now we will change the position a little bit. So really exciting about this, and I think because it's really short, I think as a swimmer I have lots of fast twitch, so I think it's good. This is gonna be really benefits me. So I'm not sure how I can finish, but if I can beat Alistair, that it can't be bad, I think.
Well, that's actually, I've got a second part of this question. I never read it.
That's gonna be good position now.
Yeah, that's what we want to see. But I've got a second part of the question. Speaking about Alistair, he says the Brownlee boys. It says, having moved to Leeds and having trained with the Brownlee boys in the way they race, the fact that it's going to finish with a swim in the triple mix, can you apply this kill or be killed attitude that these guys seem to race with? Because they seem to be killers, and a lot of them are saying that a lot of people are saying they have this because they're the best runners in the world. Now one of the races is going to finish with a swim. Will you have this same sort of killer attitude? It's actually a question to all of you guys. Do you have the same attitude and the same using your strength at the end? Is it something you'll capitalize on? And do you have the tenacity and the balls to go past these guys? I guess not.
Who cares?
Who's going to begin?
Brownlee wins. Next question. Now you go, Siggy. You've never raced the Brownlees. These kids are friggin' impressive. They got more Olympic medals than they've handed out in triathlon. These guys are the best I've seen in my lifetime. I've been doing triathlon for a year. It's the first chance you're gonna toe the starting line with two amazing guys. If you're in a position to dive in that last swim, Siggy, you're a friggin' quick swimmer. Do you have the balls to go past these guys and dethrone them, or are you going to be quite content running in a second or a third position behind legends?
No, I mean, of course, if I'm going to be in that position after the second discipline in the second race in the triple mix, with the swim ahead, 300 meters, it's only a sprint, so I'll do everything to make sure that I'll win the race if I'm in that position. Yeah, of course, it's I guess I got the killer instinct deep inside, so when I'm in the position and have a chance, I can really go for it. So yeah, definitely.
Igor, you're gonna. The way I see it is, no one sort of had this opportunity to be in this position. The conventional racing on the World Cup circuit, it tends to be relatively predictable. We get this group away. Richard Varga and Igor Polyanskiy set an amazing tempo with the Brownlee boys. They're usually joined by a Spaniard or two, maybe a Henry Schumann will jump across. Very, very aggressive racing. You'll probably get Alessandro Fabian as well. You tend to get the Brownlees that are very, very aggressive early on the bike. They get everybody organised. You're like a well-oiled machine. We get off the bike. It's a running race. By 4K, we know the outcome, and I change the channel. Right? Nowadays, with the Super League, that's not the case, because I actually have the opportunity of watching someone like Richard or Igor or yourself, Siggy, make a move in the swim, and I'm asking the question because it seems to be asked a lot on Facebook. Because this is a new position for you guys to have been in, do you, I guess you've answered it to some degree, but do you think you will be able to move past these guys, or is there a mental block around these Brownlee boys, or are they really just so freaking good they're unbeatable? Like, what is it? Is it possible to beat them?
Now me?
There you go. You beat them.
Это очень интересный формат, очень интересный и необычный, и, возможно, все сложится совершенно по-другому. Будет совсем другая тактика, будет несколько дней стартов, ребята уже тоже подустанут. И уже мы будем стараться, особенно где плаванием будем заканчивать, уже мы будем стараться где-то отсидеться сзади и не сильно отстать на беге, чтобы потом уже на плавании вырваться вперед и постараться обогнать тех же самых братьев Браунли.
Yeah, so what he's saying because these formats are so different that they're going to implement different strategies, especially with the fact that the swim is at the end. that they're gonna, really try hard to not fall behind in the biking and the running, so then they can really kill it in the swim, and figuring out how the best to implement these tactics for such a short format. So he thinks that this is the advantage that they have for this race.
Perfect. All right, we're gonna finish. I know you guys will be. I know Richard's out training while you two boys are sleeping, so I won't hold you up for too long. But what I have got is we wanted this section we call the hot seat. We put it out to a lot of people on our social media platform, and we wanted to allow them to ask just each of you a quick question or a quick couple of questions, which are pretty easy answers. They're either yes or no or just a short answer. And we got a couple for Igor to start with. What triathlete in the Super League would you call a friend more than an enemy? I don't know what that question means, but is there?
I think Richard. Richard, we're friendly.
Okay.
Richard.
And
He's here.
Good answer. Good answer.
Good answer. And the other question for you, Igor, it's a question, I don't know where it's from, but it says, do you train every day with your brother? And is it important to win the race, but is it important to be the first one in the family? And do you guys fight about this? Or?
Да, есть такая проблема, что я все время, как вы писали, в тени брата, и, естественно, я буду стараться его обогнать также и соперничать с ним.
Ну, а ты с братом тоже тренинг делаешь вместе с ним?
Да, естественно, we training together.
Okay, so that one, he said that, there's obviously this little kind of issue where he's in the shadow sometimes of his brother, but that, he's really thinking that he's going to try a lot harder, and especially in this race, to shine through behind that shadow.
Take him out, mate.
Take him
out. All right, thanks, mate. I've got 3 questions for Richard Varga from all over the world. Number 1, Richard, do you feel that training with the Brownleys has assisted you, or do you believe that you're friends because they see you as a big advantage for their own competitive racing? It's a freaking heavy question, man.
I'm used to this question because a lot of people asking me this.
Oh, okay. Well, let's come up.
They don't really understand the relationship what we have. We are really great mates. Like 8 years when we start racing together in France, and we get friends together. And since that time, they really helped me so much, like no one else in triathlon. So I'm really happy with them. They were one of my best mates on the wedding, so there is no question where the position are. I definitely.
Good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. Oh, it was a heavy question. I'm like, I'll find out who asked that question. We can send them abusive emails. But the other question you got asked, which is a funny one, who do you believe will win the Equalizer TT event? Who is the best cyclist in the field? That was from Brett. I know, Richard, this is to you.
Yeah,
I think day 2 is the Equalizer. It's the 6 kilometre time trial on Saturday morning of the 18th of March.
Yeah.
Who's your pick to win that?
I don't want to talking just about the Brownies, but I really think they will be really strong, and maybe Jonathan will be a little bit stronger. We'll see, because he's a little bit shorter and he's a little bit lighter on the hills. So I would put my money on Johnny.
Ah, good. Interesting. That's a good one. And the last questions are sort of similar to the first one. It says the Brownleys are obviously fan favourites. Everybody knows them. But outside, you've sort of mentioned this a little bit. If you weren't talking about the Brownleys, who is your peer favourite? Who do you think so I'm saying who else is a really, really nice guy, or who do you think your peers like, but what they present on television or what they are in real life is different? Is there anyone like that? Like I know Harvey is a nice guy, but is there anyone that's that all the people in the peloton, all the people in the group tend to really like? And
no, I think I have really good relationship, friendship with all of the athletes we race in, and I think I don't know why, but the triathlon is all around the nice people. Like that's why I'm doing triathlon. So I think how you see them in a TV, how they react, how they not pretend anything. If they aggressive, they aggressive. If they laughing, is real. Everything what we do, I think in this sport we do in real. We don't play, we don't fake. Like I think because I think you can't really go too far with the playing in this sport.
Perfect. Good answer. All right, to Siggy, and then we'll end up and let you get back out and train, Richard. These guys can go back to bed, and you can win that TT by doing a bit more bite work and beat Johnny. But Siggy, I've got 2 questions from you, and they are from Iceland.
All right.
Siggy, we're looking forward to watching you compete. Who are you looking most forward to competing against?
Yeah, that's a good question. Obviously, I mean, with this field, basically everybody, I think. I mean, but of course, I mean, the strongest guys out there, my mates here who are joining me as the swimmers of the group. Of course, the Bromley brothers, Gomez, Mola, the biggest names. I'm pretty stoked about seeing also how the long distance guys are gonna be. So I'm pretty much looking forward to meeting everybody there and race against them. So it's a huge honor for me as well.
Oh, good, mate. Perfect. I'm looking forward to seeing your race, mate. And there was one more question I got here, and it basically we saw what Iceland did in Euro 2016. You guys were took out a lot of big names, right? A lot of big. If you could beat any individual, who would it be?
Oh.
What step would you like to take? If it was like, mate, you had the chance and you could take them out, and you knew you had them, who would you like that person to be running next to you to be?
Of course, it would be Alistair. I mean, he's a 2-time Olympic champion, and just to be able to beat him as a guy, I mean, that would be great.
Yeah, no, wouldn't we all? There's not many who have done it. I see Richard left the chat. He's gone off training, boys, so that's probably a good chance for you guys to get out and train. Igor's down in Cyprus, mate, so get out there and do some bike training, Igor. And Siggy, mate, it's snowing like hell over there in Iceland. Get your ass down here to Australia quick, smart, and get ready to run it. So, mate, thanks for joining us, guys. I can't wait to see you on the island. I know you guys are busy in training. There's a lot going on. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Best of luck. See you in a couple of weeks.
Thank you. I'm late on training. I'm go training.
You should have done what Richard did, Igor. He left. He was out doing time trials.
You go right.
Igor's,
and I'm late.
Richard needs to train, mate. You got him in the bag, mate. I've got my money on you, mate. You've got Richard in the bag. That's why he's training so hard. But I'll see you when you're here, boys. Thanks for having us.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Super League Triathlon Facebook Live. We're really looking forward to our events. So March 17th, 18th, and 19th, tune in on superleaguetriathlon.com, and we will be posting our broadcast schedule really, really soon. And yeah, so we're going to start running contests and giveaways and behind-the-scenes footage on our Facebook. So please like our page, and we really look forward to seeing all of you online watching our race.
Richard came back. Hey, Richard, you missed what these 2 guys said about you, mate. You missed it. You got no idea.
No way.
They said you need to go and train, so get back on the bike, mate, and get out there. I'll see you in Australia in a few weeks. Cheers, boys.
Looking forward, mate. See ya.
See you, lads.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.